Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is August the 28th, 2020, and I want to talk about making assumptions. I guess I was reminded about this this morning, probably because of an encounter last night. Long story short, you guys may or may not know it's my birthday weekend. Tomorrow is my actual birthday, and I'm going to be turning 34 this year. I am doing a lot of little things online, virtually, like I'm doing a birthday giveaway, y'all. So I guess technically today is the last day to enter, so go ahead and do that. But, just figuring out ways to celebrate my birthday during this quarantine. Now, one of the ideas that I had to do for myself is to give myself a little cute little dinner. As you guys may know, if you guys watched the show, we work with Bro Catering. He's the guy Derek Coleman. He's a gentleman that I've been working with for a while now, for a few years. And he started a catering business, and so I, as you guys may or may not know about me, I'm not sure if you know, but I have an entertainment business in Atlanta, here in Atlanta, and everything like that. And so with that, I was doing dinner shows, and so eventually him and we teamed up, and he would do my dinner shows, before COVID hit and everything like that. And so once I got the opportunity to do this show, I thought, this might be a cool idea for us to partner, and, we have a little cooking segment every now and then, and so you guys may have seen that. So basically we kind of talked about the idea of him cooking for me and my little family on my birthday, just me, my husband, and my son, And, I set up something like nice little cute, intimate little situation and everything like that. And so I have been talking to him for at least a month, or I don't know how long. It's been a while that I talked to him about this idea. But, here we were on the week of, and we hadn't touched base. And so in my mind, there's a lot of things that I thought, I'm like, well, maybe he's too busy, because I texted him, I want to say like on Sunday or something like that, and I never did hear back, and I'm like, are we still good, so by the time yesterday rolled around, of course yesterday was Thursday, and so I didn't know if I should reach out to him again, or, I'm like, well, maybe he doesn't want to talk, or, he didn't respond to my message the other day, all of this stuff. It makes your mind just kind of wander and just roam, and, at least for me, alright? And so, now, I guess my husband and his wisdom. So, a lot of times I go and talk to him about, my thoughts and about things, of course, as you would do with a spouse. And so I just kind of go to him yesterday, and I just was like, I haven't heard from, the caterer and everything like that, and I don't know if we're going to still do this thing, on Saturday, X, Y, and Z. And lo and behold, like I said, my husband and his wisdom was like, well, just call him, check on him, see if he's okay. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess I could do that, and then lo and behold, when I reached out to him, because at the same time too, I was like, wondering if we were good, but I'm like, well, we were good last time we talked. I think we talked like a week or so ago, but I mean, we were good then. I don't know, But anyway, so I reached out yesterday just to see if he was okay, and because in my mind, like I said, before I talked to my husband, I was kind of feeling like, well, maybe he just don't want to talk, or maybe I should just leave it alone, And I decided to go ahead and reach out to him, and lo and behold, he thought that we was already good and confirmed. He's like had the ideas together and everything like that. I guess he for whatever reason, I guess he said he sent me some type of messages, but I still have not seen no messages. So if you listening to me, Derek, I ain't seen no messages still, but it's all good. I guess the thing is, I was reminded this morning about this whole idea of making assumptions. I came across, there's a quote that I've heard people say about assumptions, but I won't say it on here because I feel like you guys might think I'm cussing or something. So if I was to say it, but yeah, there's a phrase that people say about making assumptions. You guys can be able to look it up. But the funny thing is, because I was going to try to see if I could tell you guys to Google it. So I Googled it myself. I just Googled quotes about making assumptions. And the funny thing is, one thing that came up, it was like, what percentage of assumptions are true? Or something like that. It was like, or what percentage of assumptions are not true, I think it was. And I just clicked it just because it was there and just to see what it said. And the ironic thing is, it said 100% of assumptions are not true. And I was like, wow, how profound is that? So, I mean, I don't know if that's accurate information, but what I'm saying is that the fact that number is out there, like it's 100% of assumptions are not true. And the fact that even with my little situation, just to be an example of what it can be like to make an assumption, that again turned out not to be true, because here I am wondering if we were still friends, if he still wanted to do it, all these things. My birthday dinner is canceled, all the little things that you could think of when you're just assuming, but at the end of the day, you can go and get the information that you are making assumptions about, So, I mean, of course that's a little testimony, but let me share with you all this Bible right here. So the funny thing, y'all, as soon as so the word assumptions popped into my mind, like right after my prayer. And I was like, okay, you guys, I told you guys what I tend to do. I tend to go Google whatever it is that pops in my mind and just put Bible with it, right? And here's the first verse that popped up, y'all. And I think this is it's like, wow. As soon as it popped up, I was like, let me go get my pen and paper. So check it. Proverbs 18:2 says, a fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion. Y'all, let's let that marinate right there. Oh my goodness, all by itself, that is good. I really don't even have to share no more verses. But I mean, I'm like, wow, like how profound again is that right now for today? How many of us are just making assumptions and not finding out accurate information that is readily available for us, It's like we're just taking no account. It's like you take no pleasure in understanding, but just expressing your opinion. Hey, friend, I would say let us see if that is us this morning, I guess that was me last night, So let's just, that's one thing to think about right there. Then right here, I came across Proverbs 25:8 says, do not hastily bring into court, for what will you do in the end when your neighbor puts you to shame? Now, I could have made all kinds of assumptions about my buddy Derek. You know what I'm saying? And I could have been like, oh, well, I didn't hear from you, and you didn't want to do it, and this is all it is, and what X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that would have all just been put me to shame, a bad reflection of me. Because at the end of the day, he could be on the other end assuming as well. So then the fact that he hadn't heard from me could have been like, well, she don't want to do it, and she don't want, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, y'all, just perspective, putting things into perspective. Now, this next verse is going to be rather long because it's 2 verses. But I figure, maybe it might be something good for you all to hear this morning. It's 2 Peter 3:16 and 17. It says, as he does in all his letters, when he speaks in them of the matters There are some things in them that are hard to understand, which the ignorant and unstable twist to their own destruction, as they do the other scriptures. You therefore, beloved, knowing this beforehand, take care that you are not carried away with the error of lawless people and lose your own stability. Whew, again, something to marinate on this morning. It says the ignorant and unstable twist to their own destruction the things that are hard to understand. Y'all, I mean, I don't know what y'all are hearing this morning, but I mean, for me, this is very, very timely. This is a very timely message to little old me. Again, not just about my little weekend. I mean, I feel like this message about making assumptions goes way beyond what I'm talking about with my little weekend. Like, that was just a little example for you, but put that in play with everything in life, everything that's going on right now, everything you hear in the media. Just all right, y'all. Matthew 2. Let me see, because it could be 7. Because again, you know how I wrote. So let me see. Let me just make sure. See if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Matthew. It is 7. See. Glad I went back. Yeah, so Matthew 7. See, I didn't assume. You see that? If I had assumed that was a 2, that would have been giving y'all inaccurate information. Nah, okay. Matthew 7:22 says, on that day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name and cast out demons in your name and do many mighty works in your name? Well, friend, I don't know. You might just be assuming that you are doing these things. You might want to go and check and see. Just saying, y'all. You know what? There's some verses in the Go Deeper section that I was going to just leave in the Go Deeper section, but I don't know. All right, Lord, I'm going to see. Hopefully this thing don't cut off on me, because I don't want to lose this information for you all. Like, this is already a good little juice. But let me just see, which one of these verses, Lord, did you want me to read? There was like 3 verses. Well, you know, I shared with you guys yesterday that 1 John 4:1, the whole idea of testing the spirit. So you guys are familiar with that one already. I mean, I've shared it several times, but it's going to be in the Go Deeper section anyway. But there, it's probably 2 Corinthians, the one that he wants to do. Yeah, let me go ahead and read that one for you all this morning. It's 2 Corinthians 10:5. We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to obey Christ. There you go, friends. That right there. That right there. You know, take your assumptions and test it. Take your assumptions and see if it's lining up with that right there. You know, because at the end of the day, if it's not, then you might be one of them ones, Matthew 7:22. Oh, Lord, help us, Lord. Help us, Jesus. I'm sorry. I guess the thing, there's like just some stuff that is, I don't know, maybe I just find amusing, or I don't know. But anyway, here we go, y'all. The Bible verse of today is Romans 8:28. It says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. Now, I don't know if it was just me today that this is the first time that I noticed the word the called. So it says to them who are the called according to his purpose. Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of reminded, because last night I was watching Mr. David Lynn up in Canada. He went live a couple of times this week because he was announcing that, they're going on a tour across Canada and everything like that. And so, now I know the other day, one of his, mentees or someone that kind of trained under him that went off into ministry on his own. His name is Doré Love. Cause I'm doing shout outs this morning. I don't know. But anyway, he was attacked while he was, street preaching the other day. And, so he was speaking out so David Lynn, he was speaking out on that the other day. And then I know he went live yesterday as well. But when he was speaking out on that the other day, I guess, of course, his name ended up getting brought up in the mix in the media. And one thing that he said that kind of made me really, really think was this whole idea of he pointed out the fact that the media was lying on him, on him, David Lynn. David Lynn was pointing out the fact that the media brought his name up during Mr. Doré Love's story. And not only did they bring his name up, but then they're lying on him and saying he was doing something that he wasn't. And it's the great thing is that it's all on footage. He has live footage of his interaction when he was arrested about a year ago. And so his charges have been dropped, and I think I shouted that out to you guys in the previous juice. But now it's turned around this year, and now Doré Love has been arrested. And the crazy thing is, he was attacked, but he ended up being the one being arrested. But anyway, and so one thing that stood out to me was the fact that Pastor David was saying that we as Christians shouldn't watch the news. That we should just read the Bible. And to bring up the fact that we just kind of, for the most part, we focus so much on what the news is saying, or we listen to the news more than we read the Bible. And then I guess he just brought a perspective for me. Now I don't know what this is telling y'all, but for me, it kind of brought into perspective the fact that not only that sometimes we're taking in so much information from the media, and then maybe you may or may not know how much is accurate information. You may just assume that because it's the news that they're giving you accurate information, but then there's a lot of things that can show that either they're not telling the full story, or you may not be getting all accurate information and things like that. I don't know. I'm not, if you feel like you gotta watch the news X, Y, and Z, that's on you. I know I really haven't watched it in a while. Of course back in the day I used to, read about the news and stuff like that. I'll come across different, and of course it's inevitable at this point. It's you're gonna hear what the media is saying, because nowadays it's just so, the access is available to everybody, and then everybody's posting their opinions about what they see and what they hear and everything like that. And so you're gonna hear the news, about things that are going on in the world. I don't know, y'all. That might be something to let marinate. I know I shared it on our pages, but you might want to go and check out that live on your own and just see what God is telling you about that. But for me, it did kind of put some things in perspective and made me think am I taking in media more than I'm taking in the Word of God? And if that's the case, is that a good thing? I don't know. For me, even just making it, thinking about, this message for today, it's just wow, at the end of the day, rather than make assumptions, it's probably best to, go to the sources. Like I said, if my little example can be any indication of that, then I hope that blesses you this morning. All right. Well, friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I hope you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day. And I am looking forward to talking to you tomorrow on my birthday. If the Lord's will. Bye-bye.